What is up, guys? PocketCraft here, and welcome back to the Minecraft Pocket Edition Survival Guide. So my armor is looking pretty dang shabby right now, but hopefully by the end of this episode we can change that and get back to how we were before we got to the end and died several times. So first things first, I want to show you guys what I did with the sweet berry farm. It only took me a couple of seconds. I basically just covered it in trapdoors, but I think it makes it look a lot nicer. And it wasn't too much, doesn't look too crazy. Now, I don't really know what to do here about the hopper. I could maybe put a trapdoor here, but I feel like that might look a little weird. So I'm going to have to try and decide what to do about that. And now this farm is working. I haven't been here too long. It's got me 15 sweet berries. It's not nearly as efficient as I would have hoped. And the foxes really aren't moving around as much as I would like in just harvesting them. So it is taking a bit of a time. I'm not really sure how to make it more efficient. It does work. If you haven't seen this and you want a sweet berry farm, I can link it above right now. But it is a good farm. It just isn't too efficient. So I'll know more after I do a long AFK sesh to see if it really picks up much or if it's just not going to be that efficient over time. This next farm that we're going to work on today will be much, much more efficient, however. And I think will yield probably the most emeralds out of everything besides maybe the iron farm. But I'd like to kind of slow down on using all my iron for trading, because I like to use it for building like we talked about a little bit last episode. Now I'm going to have to go to bed really quickly here, and it's always awkward when you hit that before it's actually nighttime. I'm not going to lie, the sunsets in Minecraft could actually be pretty sometimes. Oops, repeated pretty twice there, but that's all right. So getting into the farm here today, what I want to build is an automatic pumpkin and melon farm. These are some of my favorite ones to build, and they're really awesome. The one we're going to build today is pretty simple. It's not as simple as the one I usually build. The one I usually build, I'll link it above right now. I have a tutorial, and I use it in the Flamingo Craft series. But I think I need something a little bit more efficient, and so I'm going to do a modified design of El Mango's that I found. I forgot who's originally designed it. I'll link them in the description. I forget. But this is basically what you'll need. Some of these numbers are a tiny bit off, but this is the basics of what you'll need. And I'm going to go and really quickly what I need to do is put some redstone torches down here. And while it's going, I'll explain the basic functionality of the farm. And I'll keep you guys here around just so you can get the basis of how it's supposed to change up in case you like to make this in your own world. So redstone torches are going to go down here. And then we'll cover them up so that we can have powered rails across these redstone torches. And now it might have been smarter to maybe have a block here to separate so you can tell where the redstone torches are. I think I'm just going to do my best to try and remember. But up here, we're going to have the collection system. So we'll grab our chests and some hoppers. And I think I'm going to put the chest right about there. And then we'll have 2 rows of hoppers just so we can close things up nicer. But basically how this is going to work is we're going to have rails going all the way through here. And then we'll have the pumpkin farm on top. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up with rails. But I'll bring you guys back afterwards to show you how the actual farm is set up, because it's a little interesting to look at. All right, awesome. So as you can see, I have this pattern here where it goes back and forth. There's powered rails here, and then over here and over here. And so that's how it actually is going to move the minecart along. And so there's redstone torches under all of these. So we'll put a minecart with a hopper around there, and it's going to go around, and that'll be our collection system, right? But now we need to build the actual farm, and to do that, you're just going to make a platform of dirt, which I'll do right now, and you'll make it 9 by 9. And so theoretically, you could make one of these or 2 of these, right? I'm going to start with just one, and you could do one of each, right? You could do one of these purely for pumpkins and one of these purely for melons. I think I'm going to do one that's a bit of combined, just because I have so many other farms here. I think this will probably be fine for my pumpkin and melon needs. But the reason this is one of my favorites, I love using pumpkin and melons as trading for villagers, primarily because I feel like the quantities are so much better, especially melons. Pretty much like 1 melon broken on average is about enough for like 1 emerald. And so that's pretty awesome to me because they grow pretty quickly. You can get it automatic. It's one of the best villager trades, in my opinion, and it's guaranteed on any farmer. So I love to do it, but that's just me. And now for a 9 by 9 area like this, we need to find the middle so we can put the water in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and right there. It's always such a hard time to find the middle for me. I don't know if you guys have that same problem. If not, that's all right, but I do sometimes. Then you can just do a stair. You could probably do a slab or anything like that too. And just waterlog it. And then I actually don't have my hoe in my inventory, so I got to grab my hoe. And I think the way this is done is it needs to be done in a little bit of a weird like hexagonal pattern like this is the best way and most efficient way to do this for pumpkins and melons, which can be a little bit confusing, but I think it's the best way to do it. And then you need to continue that hexagonal pattern around like that. And so I'm going to go through and fill all these in, and not this one. This one should not have had that done. And you could theoretically just leave it there, but just to make it easier on myself, I'm going to just get rid of it like that. And so I think I'm doing this right. Hopefully, this is my first time building a farm like this. I know it's after El Mango's design. It's one of the most popular designs, so many of you have probably built it before. If not, that's why I'm going through a little bit slower. Sometimes I skip through when I'm making farms and don't really show you guys a whole lot of it, but I figure this is a really popular one. It's a really useful one, so I'll show you guys most of it so you can get the gist of how to build it in case you want to build it for yourself in your own world. And so that's how it goes like that, and then we're going to put some lighting in here with some glowstone, and we'll just put it around the corners like this. I think I put it over there, so I might as well do it on the other side in the same spot. So that'll just get some lighting in here. You could use any other block like a jack-o'-lantern or something. I'm just going to go with glowstone. And then we need to start planting our actual crops really quickly. And so it'll take about 20-ish seeds of each. I think, so the first one you plant, I believe, will have the most. And I think I'm going to start with pumpkins just because melons have a higher yield. You get, 3 melons when one is 3 to 4 melons, usually when one is broken. Whereas with pumpkins, you'll just get 1, right? And so melons, you can get a whole lot more. And so I usually find them to be better. But that's just my opinion. And so since you're getting a whole lot more melons, I'm going to start with pumpkins. So then hopefully it'll even itself out. But I'm not sure with how many seeds I have. We may end up just having most of the last rows being melons. I'm trying to alternate it like this. I think that helps them grow quicker, but I might be making that up if I'm being 100% honest. But I think it works like that. So there we go. We got them all planted. And now there's a couple things that we'll have to do. We'll have to bring up the things to break it and stuff. But before we do any of that, I'm actually going to bone meal as many of these as I can. And now I don't have a whole lot of bones, actually, so I don't have a ton of bone meal. But I'm going to use as much as I can just because I want this farm to be productive as quickly as possible. And just a thing about these farms with pumpkins and melons, once I forget the word for them. I don't know if it's like staff or I forget what this is actually called, but the little thing right here that grows up. Once it's grown up, then the pumpkins and melons are actually pretty quick at growing, but they can just take a really long time to actually grow like this to where pumpkins and melons can even be grown. And so, it'd probably be wise to do this on all of yours if you can. Bones are actually something that's pretty rare for me. I've only gotten them from actually killing skeletons in the wild. I don't have a farm yet, so that's something I'm going to work on in the future. But for now, getting half of them like that will just speed this up a little bit. But then I need to actually make the thing that's going to break these, right? All the pistons. And so I'm going to work on that in just a second. I got to decide what material to use. But as you can see right there, they're already growing, so that's awesome. I don't even know why I thought I had to think about it. You guys already know I'm going to use smooth stone. I've been using a whole lot of that in this series. And I may have to start switching to another block, but I kind of like how it's pretty uniform around here. You can see a lot of smooth stone. There's some variation, mainly at the sweetberry farm. But there's a good amount of it out of here. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to make a roof 2 blocks high. And interestingly enough, it actually goes together with my sugarcane farm, which I think is good. I don't really know. It's just design purposes. I think it'll look cool having them right next to each other, hopefully. If not, we can always move things around. Obviously, I'd prefer to not have to do that. But I'm going to go through. I'll build this roof here, and then we need to build the braking mechanism. But I don't have anything in specific I want to talk to you guys about right now, so I'll bring you guys back once the roof is done. Now that I've finished the roof here, the next thing that I need to do is put a piston above every of the dirt blocks or the blocks that are going to be where the things are planted. which is going to be a little bit difficult to get it facing the right way. I think if I'm being honest, the only way I might be able to do it is if I actually break the pumpkins or things that are already growing. Let's make sure really quickly. Let's try and put it on one where nothing is growing and see if it goes the right direction. So like right here, still not right. I wonder if maybe I need to squat a little bit. If getting lower might help. That hasn't worked yet. I guess that means I need to figure out how to get them to face the right way. And so I think it should go the right way, I feel like, if I'm putting it up like that. Let's try right here where I have a little more room. See, so that's the exact right way. And so the question would then be, first of all, can I actually get this back? There we go. If it worked over there, it should work over here too. I don't know why I can't get this face the right way. This is obnoxious. Well, this is a little bit awkward, but I'm going to go through and figure out how to get them all facing the right way, and then I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. All right, it was a huge hassle. I had to literally tear down like the entire farm, put the pistons in first, but leave out some on the edges, and then go through and replant everything, which the worst part of that is then I don't have bone meal anymore. And so, I mean, theoretically, I could get some bone meal, but I'm not going to. And so I'm just going to have to sit here, and it'll take about double the amount of time now till this is functional, because I have to wait for all of this to actually grow up. But that's all right. It's just a little extra time. It can go AFKing. It just will be a little bit less on my first AFK session than I'll get on the subsequent ones. But that's all right. And so the next step here is one that's luckily simple, so I don't have to worry about something like that again. I'm just going to cover the whole area around in glass. And so I'm going to do that. It'll take me a couple seconds, but I'll bring you guys back when that's done with. Sweet. Now that the glass border is done, I just need to put some trapdoors right here. Then I put the blocks there as well so that we don't have any of the pumpkins or melons getting pushed into here and having some losses in our farm. And then we can just reach our chests like that. And so that works awesome. Then we need to come on top of here, and we have to cover the entire roof in redstone, which I'm going to have to go into my chest here. And that way we actually have enough. And so I'm going to go through, cover this entire roof in redstone, which it's actually going to... Ooh, that we probably don't want to happen, I just realized. That's going to be an issue. Yeah. We probably don't want this connected to the observers. I was going to connect it to a daylight sensor. However, I feel like it won't mess it up. I think the only thing that'll happen is maybe this farm over here will go off more often. I don't know. I'm going to test it out and see if it works, but there's maybe a problem. It may not be. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to go through and do all this, and then I'll bring you guys back and show you the actual system to make this work. Awesome. Now, so to make this work, you need to go somewhere in the middle, place 2 blocks above the redstone, and then put 2 daylight sensors on top. Switch one of them to night mode by just tapping it. And then we're going to need to break all these blocks here. And so I think I accidentally broke a dot of redstone down there as well, which is unfortunate. But we'll break all these, and I'll go and break that after so I can still have a way up here. But we'll replace that dot of redstone really quickly. And I am a little bit worried that with this being so close to the other farm, it won't work, but we'll have to see. Then we need to place an observer facing up, which might be a bit of an issue. Yep, I have a feeling this is going to be just like our pumpkin situation. And so let's see what's actually under here, because that would make it a lot easier. So under here is this, and here actually is the one spot I forgot to put, not forgot, but I knew I had one extra piston. I didn't know where it was supposed to go. It's supposed to go right here, and I honestly don't think I'm going to be able to get it in. Let me see really quickly. While we're here, I might as well try it. If I put it right here, I don't think it'll work, but I'm going to try it anyways. You guys are along for the adventure? Yeah. For some reason, it is really difficult with this design. That's one critique I would have for it, for the creator, is that it's a little bit difficult to get this to work perfectly, but that's okay. it'll still meet our purposes. It just takes a little bit of time, but we've got it. And then we're going to put an observer facing up, and this does not seem to want to place. Well, I wonder if I need to be one block higher, maybe. Let's hope. If this doesn't work, I'm going to be quite annoyed. Maybe I need to crouch. There we go. Okay, that was my bad. So now I need to get out of here. And then we're going to have to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm keeping you guys with me just to make sure this works. And I'm a little bit worried. There's a possibility I changed this to night mode. Okay, good. It's still day mode. I was a little bit worried about that. Now I need to do the same thing right here, which should be a fairly simple process. This one we already have a block here, so it should be easy. I think actually that's going to be an issue that there's a block there. Yep, and I just destroyed that cropland and lost the seed, actually. And so I don't know if that was supposed to be a pumpkin or a melon. And so now we have another issue here. So I'm going to go over here. This is being a bit of a roller coaster, guys. We'll do a pumpkin just because pumpkins are ones that we'll probably need more of anyways, like we talked about earlier. And do I have my hoe with me? We do. It's a bit of an adventure. I'll have you guys with me. I think it's good sometimes because to have you guys here when things don't go perfect, because when you do them in your world, they might not go perfect either. And so I think it's good for you to see that even when a Minecraft YouTuber, even though I'm a relatively newish and young and inexperienced Minecraft YouTuber, but even for someone like me, things don't always go perfect. It takes a lot of trial and error. That's just how this game works. And you're going to have some frustration probably. And so that's just something you gotta learn to live with in this game. As you can see, it's already even having a little bit of hard time for me getting out of there. But we made it out. Now I just need to cover this all with redstone dust. And I believe this should work. If it doesn't, I'm going to be quite annoyed. If it doesn't, actually, it'll be pretty easy to set it up differently. And we can, but I think this should work. Yeah, I'm sure it will. And so we'll have to wait and see how it goes. I will keep you guys updated. And so there's a couple more things I'm going to do. I want to AFK here over a little bit of time. And then I'll bring you guys back to see how it actually works. As well as I'm going to have to... Oops, didn't mean to do that. I'm going to have to go fix this farm. Still, the beetroot guy, I still have not replaced him, so I need to go do that, is one thing I'll do. But this farm is very efficient. While we've been here, let's just check in on some of these farms. Sweet berries, 49, not great, but more than it was. 53 here. The wool and the crop farm over here are definitely the highest producers. They are doing very, very well. Got several stacks of wool. And the crop farm over here is actually on fire. Beetroot obviously is not doing too well, but potatoes and bread is doing great. And so that's awesome. And so I will bring you guys back in just a second, and we'll see if this farm actually worked. So I was AFK for just a couple hours. Really not that long at all. Probably like 2 or 3 hours. I don't actually know how long, to be honest, but not very long. And this place is way more productive than I realized. And so I'm going to go through and show you guys some of the drops that I got in just a second. But first I want to talk about this. Since this has been giving me some beetroot seeds, not a whole lot, but a little bit for some reason, I don't know why, I decided to make my automatic bone meal farm. It's not the most productive at all, but it's pretty nice when you just have extra seeds or crops you don't know what to do with. You can throw it in there. And I have some over at my other farm that I can throw in here as well to get some bone meal. But if you don't know how to build that, I have a YouTube short on how to build that. I'll link it above right now so you guys can check that out. But I also have a really important announcement that I wanted to talk about. And I probably should have done this a little bit earlier, if I'm being honest, so more people would see it. The announcement is that I'm going to change up the schedule of posting this series. And the reason for that is a couple reasons, to be honest. One is that, so this channel, I have subscribers that are here just for Minecraft. But I also have some that are just here for Pokemon, and I have some that are here for both, right? And I really appreciate all of you guys, and I want to make sure that you all feel appreciated and that I provide value to all of you guys because you're all helping me out so much. And so in order to do that, I feel like I need to post content for everybody, right? And I've been a little one-sided. I haven't posted a Pokemon video in a little while, which I feel kind of bad about, and I've just let that slip away, even though I have I already have some Pokemon videos uploaded, and I have some ideas for things I want to do. And so what I'm going to do is I'm starting a new Pokemon series next week, and it's going to be the Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke, gearing up because the new Gen 4 games are coming out. By the way, if you don't care about this announcement, you can just skip ahead like 30 seconds, and I'll get back to the rest of the video. But, so I have that series coming out, and I want to make sure everybody gets what they like, right? And so I'm going to have one Saturday will be this series. The next Saturday will be a Pokemon video. Then the next Saturday will be Minecraft. Next Saturday, Pokemon. It'll just be switching back and forth. And that's because at this point, this video was recorded, as some of you know, in the past, because I'm going to probably be back on my mission at this point. And so I'll be gone for probably around 18 months-ish. I don't really know for sure. And then I'll be back again because I was home for a brief break where I made all these videos. And so I want to make sure that while I'm gone, there's content for everybody. And then when I'm back home, it'll be way easier to make it happen. I can make way more videos. But while I'm gone, I want to make sure everybody gets videos that they like. And so if you guys are into Pokemon, definitely check out this series because it's going to be awesome. I'm super, super excited for it. I got a bunch of new stuff to help make that work and make it look good. And so I really hope you guys enjoy it because I'm really excited for it. But anyways, back to this video. So I have shulker boxes here full of the tradable stuff. Now there's a bunch of wool and sugarcane that are left over there. Technically, I could trade sugarcane, but I'm going to save that for rockets. I think it's more valuable than emeralds at this point. But I have this one here is just full of potatoes. This one is the leftover box. So I have 4 stacks and a little bit extra of sweet berries. And there's just some extra melons there. But in here is the main one from there. I have 5, pretty much 6 stacks of pumpkins, which is really good. And then a ton of melons, an absolute ton of melons. And I have even more potatoes here and more beetroot, and then even more beetroot here and potatoes. And so this is an incredibly well-functioning farm. All those farms, especially the crop farm. I did not realize how efficient the crop farm is. If you guys are looking for automatic crops, looking for good stuff to trade with villagers, make the pumpkin farm that I made today, and then make my automatic crop farm, which I will link above again because that is so effective. Now, unfortunately, I won't be able to trade all of these immediately, and so I think I want to get more farmer villagers here so I can get emeralds more quickly. But this will be here for me to trade pretty much whenever I want, and I'll be able to get a ton of emeralds, which is awesome. And so I'm really excited for that. Hopefully you guys are as well. But this video is going on pretty long. And so I'm going to do a lot of this trading and stuff behind the scenes on my own and then try and upgrade some gear. And we'll see where we're at next episode. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. It helps me out a ton. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I hope you guys all have a fantastic rest of your day. And I'll catch you all in that next video.